So, the story begins with a caretaker who, while doing her work, is called by the children's father. It turns out that this caretaker had told the family a huge lie. Her real name was Jennifer, but she, had told them something else. The man asks, "Tell me the truth, what are you doing here? Or I'll report you to the police." Upon hearing police, Jennifer panics. She hits the man with a stapler, snatches her passport from his hand, and runs away. The scene then shifts to a new character, Court, and his father. They are on a trip. However, Court's father isn't paying attention to her and is constantly on his phone. This is deeply disturbing to Court. The scene then changes again, and we are shown a new character, Dr. Cooper. He is in an art gallery, looking at a painting of a woman undergoing surgery. Seeing this, flashbacks begin to haunt him, leaving him feeling sad. We are then introduced to several characters from the movie one by one. The story returns to Jennifer. To escape the police, she disguises herself as a homeless person and sleeps on the roadside. In the morning, she wakes up scared by the sound of sirens and wants to flee. She sees a bus ahead. As she tries to board, the conductor asks, "Where is your ticket?" He doesn't have one, so she pretends to look for it. The driver tells her, "It's okay, just get inside. I always save a seat for a sinner on my bus." Jennifer finds this very strange. But the conductor laughs and says, "I'm just joking." Inside, we see that all the people who were introduced earlier are sitting on the same bus. The story really begins now. The bus driver takes them to the countryside, where there are many windmills. They stop near a large windmill. Everyone takes pictures. Court wants to take a picture with his dad, but his dad is busy on the phone, so Court becomes sad. Everyone enjoys themselves and then returns to the bus. At that moment, Jennifer's medicine falls from her pocket. Dr. Cooper picks it up, checks it carefully, looks at Jennifer, and quietly returns it to her. Their journey continues. And suddenly Jennifer falls asleep. In her dream, she sees her father hitting her again. This frightens her so much that she wakes up. As she wakes, she sees something even more terrifying, her dad standing in front of the bus. She shouts to stop the bus. She goes out to check, but finds no one there. She thinks she must be imagining it, so she gets back on the bus. The journey is about to continue, but now, the bus won't start. The driver tells the passengers to relax while he checks for the problem. The bus doesn't seem to have any issues, yet it won't move. He says, "We have to stay here and wait for help." But this idea seems absurd. Some people need to get back to town. They think, why not go and call for help? The bus driver tells them that the nearest help point is about an hour away. It is an hour's walk there and back. Hearing this, even the passenger who wanted to walk stops. Jennifer says, "It's nighttime, we can't stay here. Let's go to the windmill I saw on the way." But when Dr. Cooper checks his map, he finds no nearby windmills listed. Jennifer says, "Fine. I'll go and find the place myself." A young man offers to go with her, and she agrees. Jack talks to Jennifer on the way. Suddenly, he notices a pair of shoes lying on the ground. They are new and branded. The boy had always wanted them. As he picks them up, a horrifying vision unfolds, showing a man brutally attacking a woman. Then, an invisible entity appears. This monster suddenly cuts off the boy's legs with a strange tool. The entity then crushes Jack's head. Jennifer is so terrified by this scene that she runs back to the bus. She tells everyone what she saw. "I saw it." But no one believes her. Dr. Cooper insists that Jennifer is hallucinating because he saw her medication earlier. She takes the pill. Everyone calms Jennifer down, and she gets in the bus. But the next moment, she sees the killer outside and shouts, telling everyone to stay away. No one believes Jennifer. The bus moves. But suddenly, something hits the window. Everyone panics. The bus goes out of control and crashes into the water. Everyone is terrified. Before the bus sinks completely, they somehow manage to escape the water. Court gets injured during the escape. Seeing this, Court's father becomes extremely alarmed, as Court has a disease that prevents his blood from clotting, so an injury could prove fatal. At this point, everyone decides to return to the nearby windmill Jennifer mentioned, even though they were reluctant before. But now Jennifer warns them, please don't go. There's a killer there. But as usual, everyone ignores Jennifer's advice. Everyone is walking when a man named Takashi spots his dog in the woods. How could his dog be there? Without thinking, he chases the dog, and suddenly his world changes. The place looks familiar, and there is even a chair that belonged to his grandmother. He goes to the chair and sees his grandmother sitting there. He begins to apologize, saying, I left you at the last minute. I shouldn't have, and I feel so guilty. He is crying and lost in grief. We see that the killer has arrived and is standing behind him. Meanwhile, the others arrive at the windmill. The driver tells everyone to stay put and leaves. Dr. Cooper treats Court's wounds and assures Court's father that his son will recover. Meanwhile, Jennifer notices that Takashi is missing. He was the man who ran after his dog. Hearing this, they panic and start arguing. Court, fed up with the fighting, tells them to stop and act like adults. During this argument, the driver finds a century-old document. It mentions a miller's death sentence. Millers operate these windmills. The miller was sentenced to death because he was accused of making a deal with the devil. Court's father ignores this and tells the driver not to talk about such strange things. Everyone knows monsters don't exist. Dr. Cooper finds the story interesting and begins to read it. It tells of a miller who sold his soul to the devil so his windmill would turn without wind. One day, a villager noticed a human tooth in the miller's bag of flour. He suspected the miller of doing something wrong. He secretly observed him and witnessed a horrifying sight. The miller was grinding human bones in his flour mill. He told the villagers, and they attacked the mill and burned it down. At that time, the miller was inside and burned with it. After reading the story, they notice that the mill they are standing in does not appear to be burned. This means it must be a different windmill. The debate resumes, and this time, Court's dad becomes angry and blames Jennifer for all their troubles. In a fit of rage, Jennifer runs out of the mill, and Dr. Cooper follows her to comfort her. When Dr. Cooper tries to help, she blames him for calling her crazy and making everyone panic. He turned against me. Cooper gently asks, do you really not have hallucinations? She replies, yes, but despite that, the killer was real. She also claims, I think the killer is none other than my dad, who died long ago. During this conversation, Cooper hears something in the woods, investigates, and finds a woman lying with a bicycle. As soon as she wakes up, she blames Dr. Cooper for her death. Dr. Cooper insists it was an accident. He says, yes, I admit I was drunk during the surgery, but I did my job well. Suddenly, the killer arrives and brutally kills Dr. Cooper. Seeing the killer and Dr. Cooper's death, Jennifer is terrified. At this moment, Takashi suddenly appears behind her. They both head back to the windmill, and we learn that the killer didn't kill Takashi. When they return, Jennifer recounts the events, saying the killer also killed Dr. Cooper. Hearing this, everyone is terrified, thinking that crazy Jennifer is doing this herself and blaming a monster, because only Jennifer saw the killer. Also, whenever a murder occurred, Jennifer was alone with the victim. They feel afraid. That is why they tie Jennifer up. At this point, Takashi tries to convince them that Jennifer is telling the truth. There is a killer, and before killing everyone, the killer reveals their crimes to them. Only when they confess does he kill them. I've been through this myself. I survived because I regretted my crime. This time, the driver speaks up. He says when the miller died, the devil made him the gatekeeper to hell. So, the mill became the gateway to hell. No one believes him. Then we see that the killer has arrived at this windmill. He hangs the bodies of his victims there, and the mill begins to burn on its own. Inside, Jennifer dreams about her past. She is shown carrying her younger brother out of a van and then setting fire to it. It contained her cruel father, who used to torture them. After burning the van, she thought everything was all right. But she realized too late that she had killed her brother too. Because it was cold outside, her brother went back inside the van to sleep, so she ended up killing an innocent person. Meanwhile, the group is shown, still outside the windmill. Court's father asks what they should do. The driver says they should go back inside. Court's father is afraid of Jennifer, so he warns everyone to stay away from her. Everyone is confused about what to do. Court's father decides to go with the driver to call for help. He warns everyone to stay away from Jennifer. I think she is the killer, he says. After they leave, Court asks a woman, "Do you believe what Takashi said?" The girl replies, "I'm not sure, but I think he's right because I've also committed a crime. I killed a model I worked with to get a promotion, because she got more praise than me." Now Takashi decides to talk to the killer and find out what he wants. So he lights a fire, and in the flames, he sees the miller. He unknowingly discovers a way to escape. He believes that if they burn down the windmill and destroy the door to hell, they can escape. Suddenly, the woman hears strange noises outside. As she follows the noises, she sees lanterns hanging in the air. She sees a pit filled with water. She looks into the water and sees a terrifying figure. Inside the pit, she sees a woman brutally cutting her own face with a knife. She is terrified. The next moment, a hand emerges, grabs her, pulls her into the water, and drowns her. Meanwhile, the driver and Court's father go to another mill to investigate. Court's father is horrified by the bodies inside and returns to alert others. He arrives first and is overjoyed to see his son alive. He frees Jennifer and apologizes to her for suspecting her. He explains that the killer is real, killing people and hanging their bodies inside the mill. But I don't believe he's a monster. I think he's human, just a psychopath. Takashi tells him, "No, it is a monster. I saw his reflection in the fire, and I found a way to destroy him." He explains that the mill is the gateway to hell. We will burn it to ashes and escape. During this conversation, Court notices his father is very nervous. He asks, "What is wrong? Have you committed a crime too? Why are you acting so strange?" Hearing this, the father gets scared. Court asks, "Why won't you give me my passport? Why can't I contact my mother? Why won't I go to her?" Court's dad becomes increasingly nervous, and finally, he spills the beans. He confesses that he killed his wife. Everyone is stunned. Even Court can't believe his dad is a murderer. He explains, "Your mom made my life so difficult. I divorced her, but she harassed me for custody. I had no choice but to kill her." After hearing the truth, Court runs away crying. Jennifer runs after him and finds him sitting under a tree. Court's dad also goes looking for him. He can't find his son, but then he finds his son's bag. He pulls out a photo of Court and his mother. The photo shows his son's intense love for his mother. He is lost in thought when the miller suddenly appears, suffocating him with a rope. Finally, the miller snaps his neck and kills him. Meanwhile, everyone else is trying to find oil to burn down the mill. Takashi decides to extract petrol from the bus. Before he can leave, the driver appears and stabs him in the back, killing him. This is where we learn the driver's secret. He is the miller's assistant, his partner. He finds sinners from the city and traps them here so the miller can kill them. The driver acts panicked, returns to the others, and lies, saying Takashi ran away. He tells them they must find gasoline to burn the mill. Only 3 people remain, the driver, Jennifer, and Court. They head to the bus. Jennifer fills her bottle with gasoline. After collecting the gas, they return to the mill. The driver warns Jennifer that, even after burning the mill, the gateway to hell won't close, as forgiveness is not easily granted. Ignoring him, she pours gasoline everywhere. As she turns to light it, she sees the miller. Jennifer cries for help, but the driver does nothing. The driver stands silently, enjoying the scene. As Jennifer tries to save herself, she sees her father's ghost, laughing at her. She becomes so enraged that she picks up a stick and hits him. But then she regains consciousness. She realizes it was just an illusion, and she is still in the miller's control. Meanwhile, the driver prepares to kill Court. He takes him inside the mill. But Court is unconscious. To save himself, Court dodges the driver, throws his lighter into the mill, and escapes. The miller falls into the fire, and the driver is also inside. Both of them should be dead now. However, the driver is still alive. He attacks Court again. To save Court, Jennifer rushes into the burning mill and attacks the driver, slitting his throat. She grabs Court and escapes the burning mill, finally saving their lives. They breathe a sigh of relief, feeling the nightmare has ended. Surviving the night, they both smile. But their joy is short-lived. The miller emerges from the fire, grabs Jennifer, kills her, and drags her body back into the fire. The entire mill collapses. The scene cuts to the next morning. Everything is back to normal. We see the driver, alive, standing in the city with the same bus. The miller is still searching for sinners to make his prey. A man without a ticket is allowed on the bus. The driver says, "I always have room for a sinner." Like Jennifer, the man doesn't understand. The driver laughs, revealing that the entire sequence of events is unstoppable. The movie ends with this strange ending.